A single district inside one city sends more students to Korea's top 3 universities than the entire rest of the country combined. That district is Gangnam, in southern Seoul. It covers roughly 39 square kilometers, smaller than the city of San Francisco. Yet its postal code has become, for millions of Korean families, the most consequential address a child can have. How did a piece of urban real estate become the gatekeeper of an entire nation's elite? And what does it mean for the children who will never live there? The scale of the imbalance becomes clear very quickly when you look at the data. According to Statistics Korea and the Korean Ministry of Education, students from Gangnam-gu, Seocho-gu, and Songpa-gu, the 3 districts collectively known as the Gangnam Belt, consistently account for a disproportionate share of admissions to Seoul National University, Korea University, and Yonsei University, the trio Koreans call SKY. One analysis published by the Korean Educational Development Institute found that per capita, SKY admission rates in Gangnam-gu ran roughly 4 to 5 times higher than the national average. Private tutoring expenditure tells a parallel story. The Korean Statistical Information Service reported that households in Gangnam-gu spend an average of around 500,000 won per child per month on private education as recently as 2022, more than double the national average. And apartment prices lock the system in place. According to the KBI Real Estate Index, the average apartment price in Gangnam-gu exceeded 2 billion won by 2023, making entry nearly impossible for middle-income families. The geography of opportunity has essentially been priced onto a map. To understand how this concentration formed, you have to go back to the 1970s. The South Korean government, concerned about overcrowding in central Seoul schools, began relocating prestigious high schools to the then underdeveloped southern bank of the Han River. Affluent families followed. As those families moved in, they brought spending power, and private tutoring academies, known in Korean as Hagwon, followed the money. By the 1980s, Daechidong, a neighborhood within Gangnam, had become the undisputed Hagwon capital of the country. The Korean government has repeatedly tried to intervene. Restrictions on Hagwon operating hours were introduced in 2009. A ban on certain types of advanced curriculum teaching was attempted in the early 2000s. Each time, wealthier families found workarounds: private one-on-one tutors, overseas study programs, or simply moving closer to the cluster. Meanwhile, the college entrance exam, known as the Sunyoung, is a single national test set on one day in November. One test, one ranking, one shot. That structure creates enormous pressure, and pressure creates demand for preparation, and demand for preparation concentrates wherever the preparation industry is strongest. The costs ripple outward in ways that extend well beyond exam results. Korean households overall spend a larger share of income on private education than almost any other OECD nation, according to OECD Education at a glance data. That financial pressure is widely cited by demographers as one contributing factor to Korea's collapsing birth rate, currently the lowest recorded for any country in the world at 0.72 births per woman as of 2023, according to Statistics Korea. Many young Koreans report delaying or forgoing children because they cannot afford to raise a child competitively. Beyond demographics, the system produces what Korean sociologists call the diploma ceiling, a credential hierarchy so rigid that career trajectories are often determined by university name alone. A 2022 survey by Saramin, a major Korean job platform, found that a significant portion of large company recruiters admitted university prestige was among their top screening criteria. Talent from outside the Gangnam pipeline does not disappear. It is simply routed to a slower track. Korea is not the only country where a single postcode concentrates educational advantage. The mechanisms differ. In the United States, it is property tax-funded schools. In the United Kingdom, it is the grammar school belt. In France, it is the Grandes Écoles pipeline. But the structure is recognizable everywhere. What makes Korea's case instructive is its intensity and its transparency. No one in Korea pretends the system is fair. The debate is entirely about whether it is fixable. When a society decides that one exam on one day determines a life's trajectory, it is also deciding where preparation for that exam will concentrate, wherever money concentrates. The Gangnam story is ultimately a case study in how systems designed to be meritocratic can calcify into geography. The lesson is simple and uncomfortable. If you want to understand who rises in a society, do not look at the test. Look at who gets to prepare for it.